Oh boy, part 3. Well, I think we got a good establishment about how Turkey Tom is literally just the worst commentary YouTuber. But let me explain why again to those who don't know. He has no unique personality traits that make him interesting and different from the endless amount of people that he also makes videos about. Basically, every single YouTuber he is basically doing the exact same thing as them. There's no interest, no passion, nothing. And it just feels so generic. And whatnot. That's why I'm just saying this is not some kind of expose, but rather just me giving my 2 cents on the matter. Because I feel like it's all going downhill for him anyway. If you actually pay attention, if you watch the videos and go to the comment section, you see that that people just make fun of him anyway. From his appearance to his voice to his content in general, it's all just a bunch of people knowing that he is awful, but still decide to stick by his side anyway. So don't go try to defend him if you don't know the person himself, because that's basically what they call parasocialism. It's super toxic and whatnot, and just makes you look like a pearl clutching comparison. I ain't trying to hurt anyone's feelings here, being aimless and whatnot with my accusations, because that's just the way that the cookie crumbles after all. So you know what I say, because that is just pointless arguments, but I like to do it anyway. Well, I know one thing for sure. His editing style is just super boring. His voice makes me want to do horrible things to myself, but not in self-harm, just like rip my hair out and whatnot. Because it's so grating. It just sounds so dull and boring, and just really makes him sound like he hasn't changed his voice after going through puberty. And that's why there's this thing called vocal training that allows you to have more energy and put into your voice. And having you notice in any single photo he's taken with others, he looks so soulless and dead on the inside. It's crazy. He just blankly stares in the camera with that blank, icy cold stare. Everyone else is smiling, and when he tries to smile, he looks so robotic. He looks so phony. It just doesn't feel like a person is controlling him. It's like plankton was inside of his brain, controlling every single action he has done. Because that's what it basically is. It feels so robotic, feels so lifeless. And that's how I believe that is the case, that he isn't even human, but rather just a robot in disguise, is what I would say if I was a conspiracy nut, which I'm not. So don't go assuming things that you don't know about are true or not. So, But I'm just saying, the way he combs his hair to cover up his what they call a receding hairline, according to a bunch of people online, as well, especially his own comment section. His haircut looks like a bowl cut. Looks like a Justin Bieber bowl cut plus Shaggy's hair from Scooby-Doo is what I've been calling him for a while. I've been calling him Goth Shaggy, because that's what he looks like. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo if he did some hard drugs, specifically the type of drug that makes you want more, which is what they call fentanyl or methamphetamines. Just saying, that's just what I think, because you people obviously are allowed to be entitled to your opinion, say he isn't. I just don't understand why people hang out with him. He just seems like such a downer at parties and whatnot. He just seems like that type of person. I saw this one selfie of him with the YouTuber known as Morbid for Fun, and he looks like the screen painting in Kevin McAllister, because that's basically what I want to do when I see him scream and run away. After all, that's what they say. I know this is an actual criticism, but I just wanted to let other people know what I think about it. And all the pictures I've seen, he just looks so lifeless after all. And that's why I'm just saying that, it's exactly like his channel. Lifeless and full full of nonsense. That's why I'm just saying that I rather have some energy in my life than rather being a soulless husk shambling around like some kind of depressed individual. And I mean, obviously, if he can't take the heat, he should get out of the kitchen. I mean, he likes to dish out these insults like he's some kind of comedian, but he ain't funny at all. That's why I'm just saying that he should take it so well, because he's obviously what they call a hypocrite, and hypocrites do not like to be judged, because if they get judged, then they'll be so whiny they'll cry to the mamas, and their mamas cry to their mamas too. And obviously, that's why I just think that he is no better than me, because he does the exact same thing. He gets the petty arguments with people just for the sake of it. Obviously, do I need proof? I mean, look on like yourselves. There's proof everywhere. You just don't see it on here. And I'm just saying, because this is just commenting on certain things or whatever and whatnot. His content is just him playing games. He's basically just like every other YouTuber, nothing special, and has nothing new to the conversation. His Tom Dark channel, full of garbage. It's all the sloppy seconds you want in a channel like that. It's perfect. I mean, why else would people that do the same type of content criticize the type of content he does? I mean, like Tara's video, for example, he mainly talks about Pyrocynical, but, obviously that's why I'm just saying that Pyrocynical may be bad, but he ain't Turkey Tom. Turkey Tom does the exact same thing, and nobody really calls him out on his content mills. He makes more mills in a day than everyone else. I mean, he criticizes the people that do that kind of stuff while doing the exact same thing, being a pearl clutcher and everything else. Thomas the Foul is obviously so foul with his ideologies. He might as well not be using them. And being friends with certain people that do similar stuff is obviously not good for anyone. It's so parasitic. A parasite would have more of a thing going on with that kind would have more benefits than him, is what I say. So, criticize everything. Just do your best with what you got, but actually do it well, because you're just not doing anything at all. That's why I'm not trying to harass anyone. I just want to get my feelings out. If YouTube is too afraid to do so, then go ahead and take this video down. But I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back. Obviously, there's a lot to say here, because, if you can't, you obviously are just going to cry about it and whine when you get called out for your BS, when you do the exact same thing, making fun of others. It's obviously narcissism and whatnot. And what part of Get Help don't you understand? Is it just the whole sentence, everything? Like, I'm scared about your future, because the way you're going, it's just going to come off as crazy and whatnot. It's just going to be a bunch of downhill spirals and whatnot. Downward spirals and downhill makes you go crazy. And I just don't like the way this is going, because you're still doing the same generic content. And do I even have to mention you don't have a general avatar either? Your avatar that you currently have is so confusing, because you just used a bunch of different drawings in order to describe it. Why can't you be like other people that have one avatar or no avatar at all? Because you're just basically using other people's fan art just for your avatars. You can't draw and you can't animate either. Your old avatars eyebrows look like those sausages you find in the convenience store. And your new avatar looks so depressed. It looks like a reject Edgeworld character. And that's why I just saying that, it's about time that somebody gives you the wraparound and tell you how they truly feel about your BS. Because that's just how the way it goes. If you can't handle anyone's insults and roast, then why are you doing it too? I mean, just take it like a man and don't be a baby about it. Because then you just look like a massive, whiny little brat. And, that's why I'm just saying, it's people obviously say don't judge people by their appearances, but I'm saying that, if you're doing the exact same thing, then I don't know why you even bother. That's just my opinion, and you can't change that, and I can't change yours either. And that's why I don't want to show my face, because, I obviously can't take the heat either. That's why I'm saying you're no better than me with it, because that's just exactly what's going on right now. So that's why I'm saying, if you really want to, then be a man and admit to your faults like a man and do whatever it takes to right the wrongs. Other people have been doing way better jobs with it, and you just act like a failure. You may be growing in subscribers, but you're not growing in respect, because obviously that's how it goes with these type of things. That's why that's why I'm assuming you smell of Axe body spray and toxic masculinity. You don't look like you shower, and you looks like you spend 20 minutes blow drying your hair, even though you didn't wash it. I mean, if people in the comments just constantly insult your appearance, why shouldn't I? Obviously, this is obviously a good take either, but hey, that's just the way it is when you talk about stuff like that. I don't know about your defenders, but your defenders are obviously just entitled and going to be stuck in their ways too, just like anyone else. That's why I'm just saying, if you are upset with me doing it, then look at yourself in the mirror and tell me that you don't do the exact same thing. That's why I'm just saying, you shouldn't shoot the messenger when the messenger is just trying to tell his truth. Because they say there's two sides of every argument. Obviously. Or should I say, but there's actually three instead, because there's yours, mine, and the truth. This isn't the truth, but it is what they call the truth in certain parts of the world. I see a lot of that kind of stuff, and I'm just glad that certain people are are able to see through your visage, your facade, your phoniness, and are able to tell that this is obviously not right, and that you are obviously just a person who needs to get off the internet, because you obviously have done way worse than other people in trying to prove that people are wrong and whatnot, and just follow up to other things. The only times you got it right were circumstantial, like Super Mega and Plague Moth were just lucky circumstantialisms. And obviously you do the exact same thing in thinking that you're invincible, even though you're not invincible. You're just full of holes, more so than the Swiss cheese at the bottom of the Walmart. Hold on. Shelf. That's why I come off as stuttering and just saying a bunch of nonsense either way. But that's just my truth after all. So don't act like this wasn't a long time coming. Some lambasting and some roasting. A punching bag is obviously meant to take many blows, but you can't even take one, because if you get criticized, you're just going to leave and come back again. Because that's what I've seen. This is why I turn off the comments, because, because this isn't even an expose. This is just a vent video and talking about all the stuff that I've been thinking about. So, just keep in mind, and obviously, harassment, this is not intended to be harassment. So, this is just me giving my 2 cents on, how certain individual. Because all this stuff I've been saying is just basically a bunch of ramblings anyway. None of it is necessarily true, but it's true enough, because he's basically doing the same thing as me. If I don't need to say any port read anymore, which is why I'm not doing these YouTube shorts anymore, just doing videos when I feel like it. It obviously makes me feel sick on the inside to see that be the case still, and nobody else calling out about it. I mean, the people that do call about it are no better either, and that's why I'm saying that I just really want to get my aggression out and whatnot, just so you know. So, obviously, if you want to send me something somewhere, then go ahead and be my guest. But for now, I'm just going to go back to where I'm going now. And don't worry about, like I said, if YouTube takes it down, you'll know why. So just keep that in mind. Thank you for listening to my inane ramblings. Obviously, this was obviously not meant to do any more harm, and obviously it's not right either, but hey, that's just the way it is. Thanks for listening, and bye.